Hey, WokeNFree Nation. Newsly is an audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice.
For the first time in the history of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening.
You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, science to Bitcoin, or even one of your favorite celebrities. It will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud.
And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, WokeNFree, is there too.
Now let's get into the episode. Hi, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you for tuning in to our 306th episode of WokeNFree. If you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesday, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, the world, and nothing is off the table. This week we're asking the question, it's quite present for Keke Palmer and many others. Is it okay for men to comment on what women wear? So before we dive deep into that very interesting question, a couple of things to cover. First, have you downloaded the episode on WokeNFree.com through the Podbean app? If not, please do. If you have the app, you can put your comments, and we know you have comments. So please do that. Now, if you listen to podcasts on a device where you can't put another app like the Podbean app on, then best way to support the show and to follow along on our conversation is to go to WokeNFree.com and go on the Listen tab to pick your platform of choice where you're going to follow and subscribe to WokeNFree. So we're on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora. It's a WokeNFree world where most podcasts are consumed. You'll find this show on WokeNFree.com. At the top, you can also click to subscribe to follow the show through the Podbean app. And on social media, always feel free to follow us, to subscribe, to share our content on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokeNFree. And then lastly, if you have 90 seconds, which is more of a statement, less of a question, would love for you to review the show. Why? Because we want to know how this is feeding into your life. Best way to do that, go to WokeNFree.com, go on the Listen tab, and then pick your platform of choice where you will give us your feedback. Now, Khalil, what do folks need to do?
Well, what they could do is wait for us to start the conversation and instead share a little bit about ourselves.
I like that. Okay.
This week, we're going to ask, which singer moves you more, Billie Holiday or Marvin Gaye?
Interesting. Okay. So, I'm not sure the driving force behind this, but my answer is Marvin Gaye, because every time I listen to him, I think of my dad, which is just kind of nostalgia. My dad is still with us, but it's just many, many years and moons of wonderful music and memories shared. And then also I think of KJ now, because KJ really loves Marvin Gaye and Maxwell, the two M's in our household, constantly played. So, how about you?
For me, this one's really easy, and it's Marvin Gaye is my choice, and that's because I've heard Billie Holiday songs, but I can't actually tell you a name of one of them, to be honest. But I can name a lot of Marvin Gaye songs. I mean, he has a lot of hits, and he's played a lot. I think Billie Holiday is from a time period before, so it's going to be harder for us to relate to her. But Marvin Gaye, yeah, he's definitely one. He's very influential. Okay. So is Billie Holiday, but for me, I choose Marvin Gaye, and that's the choice that I make on things. But is it okay for men to actually comment on what women wear and try to affect their choices?
Oh, that's interesting. So to answer the question, for me, it's going to be an absolute no. Hard pass, never acceptable, not appropriate. And not necessarily for why people may think I'm saying that. Yes, I am a black woman feminist, and so there's a drive for my answer from that perspective. But actually, this falls back into what we talked about in episode 198, which is all about unsolicited advice. And as y'all listened and heard me say then, I am not a fan of unsolicited advice. So even though there's a lot of things around power or toxic masculinity or relationship power issues that could drive whether a man has a right to say something on what his woman or what a woman is wearing, it more so comes to that. As a person who doesn't appreciate unsolicited advice, then fashion comments and suggestions and tips fall within that. No. How about you?
Mine is a hard yes, but the key is I think if you're disapproving of what a woman's wearing, that should be done privately. That's the only thing that I'd put forward. Okay. But I think it's okay to comment on what they wear. It's just a comment. It's different than telling them straight out you can't do this. It's not even making demands. Like this question is purely about the commenting, not even a demand or anything.
Okay. Now, with that, what is kind of your thoughts on the whole Keke Palmer situation with her son's father?
So on USA Today, they posted a rundown of the initial events, and I can summarize that first, just in case people don't know. Keke, she wore a see-through dress over what looked like some shapewear that exposed her gluteus maximus to an Usher concert where Usher sang to her and her group. That's my summary. Smart. I put that in there because I'm describing the video. Yeah, exactly. I'm describing the video. Okay. That's my put in. That's my input, just so people know what happened. Beautiful. If you watch the video, the whole video through. And then what happened was her boyfriend and father of her child posted a comment on Twitter inferring that a mom should not wear that. Then other tweeters, they rained down on him real hard, as I saw in the comments. They went after this guy. They attacked him. And then, again, he had to double down on his viewpoint. And he explained, and these are in his words, his quote, "We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case." End quote. And that's what he responded on Twitter. That was the last thing that he had said. Yep. And the thing is, I totally disagree with him, but the biggest mistake I think people make, especially in this kind of circumstance, is casting shame on others when you're doing the same thing. Because what's funny is if you go through that thread, which we have a link to on the episode, you'll see that some users exposed his Instagram where he had only underwear on, so he was exposing a lot more than his baby mother, right? And he came after her, but look at him posting up on social media. So the commenters, they came on that post and they were saying the same thing that he was saying right back to him. They're like, "Oh, you're a father. What is fathers shouldn't dress like that," because he said the same thing. It was really funny. And I have a couple of points that I'd like to put forward. And the first one is that her outfit was not outrageous. Facts. The second thing is, it doesn't matter if she is a mother or not. She can have hot girl summer. I know whatever that means. I know that's right. Thank you. That's what the youngins say. Yes. And she can have that. That's what it's about. Hot mom summer. She's looking good. She can do that. And then number 3 is, don't come at your significant other publicly. Facts. Come on, let's get together. Yep. 4, the event already happened. So if you seriously want to change behavior, I think. This ties back to the previous point, but you'd speak privately about it. It's already before the event happened, right? Yeah, but this event's already too late. So what's the purpose of the comment? Like, what can you really to think about? Done, what's going to come of it? There's nothing to come of it, no matter what. We're speaking about. What happened has happened. Yeah, you're looking at a past event. Yeah. Why cast shame on that? The next thing is that hopefully Darius Dalton doesn't rely on Keke Palmer financially because he may be losing her because of the situation. Facts. This could be a problem for him if he doesn't have. As also, she is not his wife. Just to clarify that statement that he made, that was falsified information. Well, I mean, he was just. He called somebody their wife, but that they are not legally married. He didn't say that it was his wife, but it was a bad implication, right? How he implied it. I mean, it's kind of funny. She's a single woman. She's legally not married. Yes. The next thing is that Darius Dalton comments made this a bigger issue than it really was, right? Facts. If he didn't say all this, I don't think people would have been even talking about it. You can't come for Keke. Are you nuts? So he's beloved. He drew more attention to the thing that he said he didn't want to have attention drawn to. Smart. And then the last thing is that adults are free to dress how they want. Facts. So that's my thought on the whole situation. Keke is an adult, and she's welcome to dress as she sees fit. Yes, absolutely. I love that. Yeah. Also, we included in the episode a link around Essence talking about this matter as well. And ultimately, my additional thoughts based on what you're saying is, Based on what I'm saying.
Well, your summary and then your additional commentary.
Yeah.
I would say I agree with the fact that, as an adult woman, mother or not, she's entitled to dress herself. And to your point, if you are in a relationship where talking about each other's fashion choices is a part of the rhetoric of your relationship, then yes, it should be done prior to events. It should be done privately, and it should be done in a way that's constructive. So to be honest, it did seem what he was doing through this engagement on social media as kind of punitive, as shaming, as negative, and to do that publicly to the mother of your child, it seemed disturbing. That's why so many people, I think this blew up into such a big issue, because it was like, well, even if you deem her actions as wrong, which I think most people would not see it as wrong, what are you doing? And how are you not seeing that what you're doing to her is wrong? Do you want your son to think that it's okay to publicly shame his mother? Because that's what he's doing. And you're talking about morals and standards. Well, thou shalt not judge, right? Yeah. Judgment is not helpful, nor is it approved. And I don't know what type of morals and standards he's adhering to, but I think they seem to be questionable as well.
Not the same that he holds Keke Palmer to, obviously.
It's a
double standard.
Agreements,
so that's interesting, that the double standard there, too. Definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
Well, what are the best practices for men and women when commenting on each other then?
Yeah, so in this situation, I would say it breaks down to in a relationship, not in a relationship. So if you're in a relationship, as I mentioned before, you should definitely get an understanding from your partner or significant other on their perspective on unsolicited advice. So if they receive that well and want it, then welcome that and proceed with that. If they do not, then keep that in mind and be very clear about what's going to come out your mouth to your partner. Next, when commenting, what are you trying to achieve? All communication should be purposeful, always. And so if you are saying something, what are you ultimately trying to achieve? Are you trying to uplift your partner? Are you trying to put down your partner? Are you trying to provide comment to make them...
trying to get revenge. Because you had an earlier issue.
Yeah, that's a motivation, exactly. So just be very clear about your intention and make sure that language matches that intention. Because maybe from his perspective, he was trying to say, hey, Ma, I love you. You doing this makes me feel insecure. That could have been said and done a whole lot of different ways than how it happened.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's not clear. To me, it does seem like he's attacking her. And it's just like...
Yeah, so we don't know all the information.
We don't know all the back
so it's possible, let's pretend that maybe beforehand he saw she was, even maybe he had a conversation, he didn't want her to wear it, then she still did wear it, and he came at her. Not that that's right, that's still wrong, right?
Still good, and maybe that would be driving some type of understanding for why
it could be the reasoning why he did that. He's like, I got your number, I'm going to call you out.
I'm going to come for you, yeah, but... she is someone who...
But now he gets attacked with 10,000 more cuts in.
I mean, people are entitled to wear what they want to wear, and you don't have to be in relationships with people that you don't want to. And since this incident, apparently he scrubbed his Instagram and has removed all the pictures with her and him, and also I believe they're not following each other anymore on Instagram. So, this is...
And now she's coming out with a clothing line called I'm a Mother.
Yeah, she has. We have the shop link on the episode as well, so...
She has, yeah.
It's very, very sad.
And they even have I don't know if it's a network, but they do some sort of kind of reality show on social media together where they film it all on their smartphone. I saw that. So I wonder if that's going to be on pause or anything.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. So when you think about the thoughts and things you're about to say, especially in a relationship, be really thoughtful around what's going to transpire from this. Because as we know, we always say happy spouse, happy house, but a happy...
That was the right one.
Yeah, happy spouse,
that's a more inclusive one.
Yeah, so think about... so no, usually they say happy wife, happy life is what they...
But yours includes everybody.
I heard someone say happy spouse, happy house, and I like this, and I think we need to think through this a little bit more when whatever we're about to say, whatever we're about to do with our partners, because it works both ways. She should want to make him happy, he should want to make her happy, we should be respecting each other, we should be loving on each other, empowering each other, uplifting each other, protecting each other, all of that, but it works both ways. And to be honest, we don't know the back end behind her outfit choice and whatever, and I love you, Keke. I love that what you wore. I thought it was fire. You look fantastic, honey. But nonetheless, let's
There's
just do
nothing
better
wrong with
to
it.
each other. And then when we're not in relationships, men speaking on women and what they're wearing, again, understand the power dynamic and relationship between you two, how you both welcome and not welcome unsolicited advice, and be mindful and be willing to deal with the consequence that comes from whatever you're about to say to this person or write to this person. Because there's a consequence for action and inaction that stands true for the test of time. So...
Interesting. So I do a total 360 when it comes to what I believe is right and the actual best practices that people should put into place.
Okay.
So because my belief is that, yes, men can comment on what women wear, regardless of relationship or not. That's a belief, but watch you know me, my practices are different than what I believe.
You're a walking, talking contradiction. Makes no
Hey, people
sense.
do it all the time. At least I'm upfront about it. I'm just saying.
So you admit
What?
your foolishness. So.
No, it's not a foolishness. It's a way to live in two worlds.
Oh, okay.
I walk both worlds.
But we're not talking about meta today, though. Khalil.
Yeah, and we're not talking about the other world that wasn't in the movie. We're not talking about that either.
The spirit world? Yeah, so you haven't transcended yet, so no, we are not talking about this.
We're not talking about that.
Yep.
But I like to walk on both edges of the planes.
Sure.
So here we go. The first thing is that women can say whatever they want to men as long as it is not sexual in nature. So that's just a general thing women can take. It's a best practice for women. Say anything you want, just don't be sexual about it.
Okay.
Now for men can say anything they want to women as long as it remains in their mind only.
Oh, okay. This is not WokeNFree advice. This is Khalil Nurse's
And an extra
yeah.
piece to that, this is why I say that. Anything said out loud regarding women can and will be used against you. So that's my disclaimer there.
Well, you know, WokeNFree is all about equality, and so we should be, all genders and genderless people should be speaking to each other with respect and with a modicum of understanding that words do hurt and that we want to be as kind and as welcoming and as inclusive as possible. That's the WokeNFree perspective.
Those are beliefs. Yeah. Exactly. And I agree with those beliefs wholeheartedly. But in practice, this is the practice.
Beliefs are hard to put into practice. But yeah, I agree. I mean, that works for all genders. Technically, anyone in their mind can be saying whatever they want to people, right? Like it can be a string of curse words in your mind. Saying women, you just don't exude that to others.
But women have the right to say anything they want as long as it's not sexual in nature to a man.
I disagree with that. I think that women would be allowed to say something sexual if they want.
Oh, no, you can do anything you want, but I'm saying a best practice, meaning if they say something sexual, things like they can have some repercussions.
But again,
everything else they say is okay.
People have to be held accountable. So even if someone says something sexual, that doesn't allow you to go and assault that person, right? Like you have to also control your feelings. And maybe someone does step out of line and someone says something flirty.
Like you said, words are,
they have impact.
Yeah, so that's why it's a consideration.
But we also have self-control. So no matter what's being said to you, you can walk away. You can change your circumstances.
You just got to realize that you can't necessarily control others, right? Yeah, you can't control their reaction.
No, you cannot.
You need to be ready for that.
Yeah,
heat
so
if you
say something and you didn't mean to create a certain result, you have to be prepared for that if you're going down that communication line. Yeah.
That's why we have all these keyboard warriors on the internet because they know they can't take the heat, so they talk all this junk because people can't touch them and they're free to speak as they want. But that's interesting. We didn't talk about this in terms of. So when you're thinking of your commenting, are you saying like on social media or just in person?
Oh, every avenue and medium possible. Yeah. So whether you're commenting in person, on social media, in metaverse,
whoa, you would
text message,
restrict metaverse
email.
Like that.
Yeah. No, I do not believe we should ever a man should ever comment on what a woman's wearing because like I said, it falls within that unsolicited advice. Unless that person unless that avatar has a T-shirt that says "Give me unsolicited advice," so it is unwelcome.
So wow, unsolicited advice is not welcome in the metaverse either.
No, it's like, not where can we get away reality.
From it? Yeah, but we're not even in, so look at this. We escaped reality, yet we're chained down by the laws that exist there. It makes no sense to me.
The metaverse is created by reality. So
yeah, but the metaverse isn't real. It doesn't make it
unreal.
The metaverse is just a fiction.
It is real because it's a creation of reality. If we deem to be alive,
we're alive.
Real,
but
then anything of us is a derivative of us, which also means it's a derivative of reality.
Is it truly real though? So you're saying what's in the metaverse
in our
is real?
perception to what
a hot dog can eat a hot dog?
In our perception of what reality is, yes. In the
I don't
metaverse.
know. That's questionable. I don't think the metaverse is real. That's what
You're going down some Inception situation, but
okay. But I think now we should do some scenarios. Probably. Here we go, yo. So what's a scenario? It's scenario time. Scenario 1. Soteria goes out with her friends once a month and wears a variation of the same outfit, a diamond-encrusted bra and satin underwear. Her unwedded partner, with whom she has 4 kids, disapproves of the outfit, but never comments on the picture she posts to the gram. He instead just tells her to be careful as she can bring unwanted attention while traveling to her destination. Is the partner right that she could be putting herself in danger, or is he being paranoid and should know his role and shut his mouth?
That's a very interesting statement at the end.
Shout out to The Rock.
Yes. Get in line or I'll get you in line, honey. Well, ultimately, because rape and assault happens to women who are literally covered from head to toe, whether you fully expose yourself or not fully expose yourself, you're in danger of people trying to harm and assault you because of the nature of human beings. However you want to take that, you can take that. But in circumstances where you are dressed in a quote-unquote more revealing or promiscuous or sexually inviting manner, quote-unquote, based on whoever wants to interpret that as such, I would say it is not garnishing more negative attention, it's garnishing more attention, because if that's not the standard of how people dress in that arena or at that time of day or just in general spaces, then yes, more people will look at you because it will be like, ooh, that's different, right? People are attracted to different. But does he have a right to tell her what to wear? Again, unless she has said, I welcome unsolicited advice, no thank you. And if he is deeply that concerned, he's welcome to pay for security that can walk around and assist her everywhere she goes to keep his mind at bay. But otherwise,
he shouldn't even tell her.
She's welcome to have whatever hot girl evening she's welcome to.
So he shouldn't even tell her what he feels.
Has she asked for unsolicited advice?
No, of course he didn't ask.
So then, thank you.
So just leave her in the dark and then get blamed if something happens.
Something could happen if she was wrapped up from head to toe. That's what I'm saying. We have assault cases in this world that happens in places where women, only their eyeballs are seen.
No,
and
they
somehow are
that.
assaulted. So if it's happening when we're covered and it's happening when we're uncovered, then that has nothing to do with it then. It more is about
that's
male
questionable, though.
Or people wanting to
that's questionable because
their power over others. That's what this is really coming to. Not about the fashion choices.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, but you're going down the extreme. You're talking about rape, but there's other types of a sexual assault where it doesn't get that far, but it gets to like assault, and it's because of how people are dressed. Yeah. Like someone's more likely to approach the woman
because it's
with
different,
with less clothes on than the woman who is covered. Because we're not talking about some other country. We're in the U.S.
I know, but
right
what
now.
I'm just saying is there's the spectrum of fully dressed to not dressed, and either way, there's assault happening at both ends of the spectrum. So then you should dress how you want to dress then.
I mean, to say that it's not. I mean, and at least from what I've seen is that if you're gonna draw the attention there, you're more likely to be attacked compared to somebody who doesn't draw the attention. So I think he's actually right in what he's saying. I don't think he's wrong. I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, she is drawing more attention to herself. Is she gonna be in danger from it? I don't know. It's a possibility. Should she do it or not? I mean, that's up to her to do it.
She has to weigh the cost of that. Yeah. It's his decision.
But him just telling her, I mean, I don't think that's wrong because maybe she's never even heard that before. Maybe and just like if he tells her once and then she knows that's it. She got to do what she wants with information. She could disagree with it or what?
I agree to disagree. I think she is welcome that in their relationship, she is fully capable of understanding what comes with her
But she might not know
address.
that though. She may have never even heard that.
Well, the first time she wears it and she interacts with her neighborhoods, she'll get an understanding.
But that's not what I mean. The whole point of human interaction is to exchange knowledge so you don't have to go through what the performer went through. It's like learn from history. Don't relearn something that you already know. But at the end of the day,
it might not be welcome. She could view that as a point of him trying to control her. They already have children together.
Well, he didn't have to tell her not to wear it. He just telling her,
it just seems like, again, she's capable of, the thing about life is that if you want something, typically you will go out and get it. And if she really cared what he thought about her outfit, or if she wanted his opinion on it, she's absolutely capable of asking. She does not need him to impose impose his thoughts upon her.
Because there's just some people that are in the dark about stuff, so it's good to get information. But I know you agree there shouldn't be unsolicited.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, you want the advice to be asked for.
She should be willing to go out in the world as she sees fit. And when she wants advice, she is more than capable of getting it.
Nice. So you agree with the last part of the scenario?
People gotta live their lives. I don't know what to tell you.
Scenario 2. Jayla told her husband she is uncomfortable with him jogging around the neighborhood with no shirt on. At the same time, she explodes anytime he comments on her tight, revealing work outfits. Do you think Jayla is right to want to dish out clothes advice while bemoaning advice aimed at her?
Bemoaning, nice. SAT moment of the day. So I, again, will stand by my philosophy on unsolicited advice. If you're willing to give it, then you also have to be willing to receive it. And unless he has asked for it, it is not welcome. And unless she has asked for it, it's not welcome. So it sounds like she's trying to control his behaviors and is not welcome to him doing the same to her. So life is give and take, y'all. So she should keep her mouth to herself, maybe write in her journal, until he has asked her for her opinion on what he's wearing. Otherwise, no, you cannot do it. It either works both ways or not at all.
And should she be able to explode when he asks about what she's wearing, since she's just doing that to him now?
Well, so we always need to work on our levels of anger that we display to ourselves or others. That's always a space of growth and improvement. Okay. But at the end of the day, no, we also can address things calmly, y'all. And there's no need for explosions, unless that is a part of some type of work site. And that is going to happen. But otherwise, when it comes to our emotions, woosah, namaste, and you can always express what you have to express in a calm and professional manner, even within personal settings. So, no, she should not be exploding on her partner. And, all right. And she should try, when she's about to maybe walk away from the circumstance, deal with it after having a nice cup of chamomile tea, and she can, keep it moving.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And I just said, I'm not mad at her commenting on her husband to wear, but you can't. It goes both ways to me. You gotta treat people as you want to be treated. Facts. So if she wants to go around talking her stuff, then she got to be able to take the stuff that he talks right back to her.
Take it. You're gonna give it.
That's all I say to this. So if she wants, if she doesn't want to hear the comments, then maybe she should just stop commenting herself. Then, right? Mm-hmm. And then just live your life. Both of you can do your thing.
Because this is really driving this scenario to me. Seems like it's being driven from insecurity, right? Like she doesn't want him out with his shirt off because maybe he has a delicious body, and she doesn't want him to get attention from women who are not her. And then that create issue, and she feel threatened. But at the end of the day, nobody can take someone's man, right? If he does not want to be kept, he will not be kept. There's nothing you can do about that, loves. So at the end of the day, he could go out with his junk
except in that, I forgot what that movie was.
Slavery?
No. Where she put the guy in the attic and got his legs.
Oh gosh, what?
It was, I forgot what is it called? Because the famous actress is in it.
Oh, no. You're not an attic. You mean just the room. She locked him in the room.
Was it a room? I thought Misery, it was an attic. Misery, yeah. See that, yeah.
Oh,
see?
Gosh,
I thought you brought him into attic and then trapped him.
No, he fell down a basement, I think, in part of the scenes and stuff.
Oh, okay. So he never was in the attic. Okay, no. But I thought it was... All right, but I'm talking about that. See, so she can capture a man.
Well, she kept that man, yes. That was by any means necessary.
Sometimes men can be taken. It is possible. It's a rare thing, but it is possible.
Anything's possible, Khalil.
Okay. Exactly. So, and then here you've set yourself up. It's possible that the metaverse is a fiction.
Absolutely. That's what, if people want it to be, yes, it's a possibility. Anything's
Finally,
possible.
Yes, another way to turn the tables. That's what it's about. Scenario 3. Thamaka was asked by his girlfriend, "How does this outfit look?" He told her that there was so much cleavage, nothing was left for the imagination. She told Thamaka to never say something like that again, or she would start a clothing line called Suns Out, Buns Out, Sobo Life. Do you think Thamaka could have gave a better honest answer to his girlfriend?
Are you kidding me? What are you saying? Wait a minute.
This is
Suns Out, Buns Out.
Yeah.
Sobo Life. Did you make this up or you found this somewhere?
No, I made it up.
Oh, okay. Then it might trend, so good job.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah, well, I do agree with this fictional woman in that this statement of there's nothing left for the imagination. There's so much cleavage. There's nothing left for imagination is not something to say to a person or your partner. That is just
that's a lot.
It is a lot. That I'm
people
still processing that. That's a lot. Yeah.
That's a real. People have said that.
There's different ways to approach being uncomfortable with something and telling someone that you're uncomfortable instead of shaming them to the point where you're saying, "Hey, you're naked and I'm not comfortable." I mean, that's what he's essentially saying. That it's like. Everything's out. And I highly doubt that was the case. He may have just not been comfortable with her lusciousness, and that's, it sounds like a him issue.
Oh, wow. It's not a her issue, then.
No, if she was comfortable with it. But again, so the kicker here for me in this scenario is that you said she asked, she asked him. And so once you opened up that Pandora's box, then you have to be willing to receive anything that comes out of that box. And unfortunately, this box said it in the most sensitive and pleasant manner that could be said. So I do think that she should come out with a clothing line like that because that is everything. But we shouldn't be acting on revenge. We should do things of our own volition. And
because she wants to.
Just because she likes suns out, buns out, Sobo life. And that's the only thing people are taking from this episode. Literally, the only thing that's coming out of this is that, Kalo. So good job on that one. All right. That's the viral moment.
Interesting.
But at the end of the day, she and him need to have a deeper conversation around how to speak to each other, what's welcome, what's not welcome, and how to speak to each other in a way that doesn't make someone feel less than or is being attacked in moments like this.
So what should he have said then? He
should have said, first of all, thank you for asking me. I appreciate that you want to know my thoughts on this. Secondly, you are beautiful. Wow, that's his girlfriend? Yep, you are beautiful. And third,
so professional.
Before I give my thoughts, I'd love to know, what do you think? It's always better psychologically to get people to buy into whatever they're asking. Because even though they're asking you the question, you should know what they think about it before you answer that question. Because if she says, honey, I do like this, but I do feel like it's a little bit too tight at the top, then you can curtail your answer in conjunction to what was just said to you. But if you don't have any thoughts or insight into what she's thinking, it's too dangerous of a minefield to just come out here and just say whatever you want. And it also, when he does that, it just makes him seem like so more delicious because it's like, oh, like you care about what I think before giving me your thought. Like, you just make her fall more in love with you when you can do that as a man. Like, she says, honey, how do you think? Well, thank you. Always come from a place of gratitude. What do you think about it before I tell you? Right? And let her share her insecurities and also what she, like, I think I look like I'm fire. I agree, right? And keep it at that and keep moving. What about you? What are your thoughts?
I think that his response was terrible, and that's not how you should speak to your girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And I guess you made a good point. He could just get her buy-in, because otherwise it goes back to my previous thing that he has to respond in his mind. And that'd be weird if he just stood there and look at she's just like, what's going on? And he still has to stare at her because he's still commenting. Yeah, so that's the problem.
Diatribe is still going.
And then he walks away because he thinks he's giving her the feedback that she's gotten.
Creepy. Yeah, super creepy. Yeah.
So that's the problem. It would be good.
So my answer's the better.
I think actually your answer is the better way to go with, because my answer is gonna not help the situation.
No, just staring at someone for 5 minutes is not helpful.
But you're staring, but you're also commenting in your mind, so you're doing something. You are speaking, but it's only to yourself. But you are doing something. There is action. There's not inaction. There is something going on.
But there's nothing.
It's not like
in her reality of action.
But
his own.
She doesn't see it though. She doesn't see that you're doing anything. It's
disturbing.
It seems like you're a zombie at that point. But
disturbing.
At least you're not a zombie.
Yeah, there's better ways to behave than that. And with that, we are at that time again. It's coming to the end of our 306th episode of WokeNFree. Quite the episode asking the question: is it okay for men to comment on what women wear? Now what, Khalil?
Come back next week for the new WokeNFree Wednesday episode. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along in the conversation, and make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
If you enjoyed this topic so much and you have another suggestion, well, we want to hear about it. So best way to share it is to go to WokeNFree.com, go on our Contact Us page, and share your thoughts in the comment box there. And again, WokeNFree is WokenFree.com. Again, we would love to see your support on social media, so please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokenFree. And all sponsorship and collaboration queries, direct them to our Contact Us page at WokenFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do share the episode, and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokenFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokenFree is more than a podcast, it is a way of life. Till next time.